Ladies and gentlemen, we are back with another video. This time, Genshin Impact, the Pyro Archon, Mavuika. So there's some things I have issues with this banner. Not to mention her kit, but to start off, raise your hand if this is the team you're gonna run for Mavuika. Because even if you make the argument that, oh yeah, new players would, love these kind of characters on the banner for constellations, no, they wouldn't. Who wants Kachina? Like, I'm sorry to say, there's, sadly, like, I'm not gonna level Kachina, especially if Zelonin exists. Just a 5-star, better version of her. Better supporting capabilities. I'm not gonna level Kachina, and new players shouldn't either. They shouldn't have to just to play Mavuika, So the problem is the Pyro Archon needs Natlan characters to fully utilize her burst. So there's like the currency that she uses for her energy can only be refreshed by Night Soul Natlan characters. So you literally need at least one other Natlan character. And what do they do in the banner? They run her one of her best supports. Not the best support. I think the best support is Zelonin. So you would have picked up Zelonin earlier, right? Or pick up Satali now when they run at the same time. Like, how greedy can Mihoyo get, right? This is a multi-billion-dollar company. They make at least $1 billion every year, and they have to put the Pyro Archon and her support on the same banner, like running at the same time. Like, that's messed up. And the other thing, which they actually changed, I don't even know how they changed it, but let's get into her trial, right? So I don't have footage of it, unfortunately, but I played the Pyro Archon trial on the first day, and her team was I'm not kidding, it was Pyro Archon, Auroron, Chevreuse. I don't recall who the other trial character, maybe it was Xiangling, maybe it was Thoma, I'm not 100% sure on that, but Chevreuse was there, and Chevreuse is one of the most sought after 4-star characters in Genshin, just because of her unique, team that she can make with overload characters, with fire and electro characters. So that pissed me off even more. I guess they changed it because it was pissing people off. I don't know, but I think it's official news now. I don't think it's leaks that Chevreuse and another new 4-star character are running in the second half of this banner. Once the Pyro Archon leaves the banner, you could pull for a Chevreuse with some other rerun characters. So it's like, how greedy can they get? Like, this is unacceptable, man. Like, at the 5th year of Genshin Impact, after they make billions of dollars every year, they decide to be even more greedy because, oh yeah, we don't make enough money off of Pyro Archon. Let's, nerf her kit and make her Constellation 2 overpowered, or her, Constellation 1 and 2 overpowered. I mean, Archon C2s have been in the past, good and strong, but she practically needs her C1 because, without it, I'm not a theory crafter guy, I'm not a calculation guy, but I think you need 3 Natlan characters to fully be efficient with the Pyro Archon's burst, which is like the biggest sell of her kit because she does so much damage on her burst. And then you get like a huge number, but to refill it you need to use
time to say hello.
Other Natlan characters bursts. So that's like how she gets the fighting spirit back. Anyway, like I said, I'm not a theory crafter, but you know they did us dirty with this banner, and also you know the next banner that's coming, the Pyro Archon's release in general, like it's just getting worse and worse to me for you know Genshin Impact. I mean, you know, people will still defend this game. You know, the White Knights are still out there. They're like, oh yeah, you know, everyone needs Diona and Kachina in their account. What's the problem here? I'm like, no, man, no one wants Diona constellations. Like, unless you're running a freeze, you know, Morgana team, which was meta like the first year of Genshin Impact. Like, no one wants Diona constellations, and absolutely zero people want Kachina constellations because she's free in the game. You literally get her C0 for free, and you don't want her constellations. Bennett, you can make an argument for because he works for the Archon team, so that's fine. But the other characters, like, you should be putting other Natlan characters that you actually want. You know, the other problem is there's not many Natlan 4-stars. Like, literally every good Natlan character is a 5-star. With Zalonin, Sitali, so far. I mean, Kanish doesn't really work with her. And then I believe, I mean, you know, this is all leaks, but I believe the next good 5-stars, the next good Natlans are 5-stars anyway. So, like, I don't know why they did this to this this country. I mean, you know, Fontaine. To go even further, right? Most Archons are supports, right? Xiangling is the best shielder in the game. Venti is the best grouper in the game. Farina is the best damage scaling buffer in the game. And Nahida is the best Dendro, you know, reaction buffer in the game. And then they have Mavuika. She has like a slight buff to her teammates, but like I said, you need a Natlan character to make it work. And also her ring attack that I can't really showcase here unless I'm doing something wrong, but her ring attack on her skill, the AoE is not as good as Xiangling's. For whatever reason, Xiangling is better than the Pyro Archon in certain teams. So, like I said, I'm not a theory crafter, but it's true. You know, look into it. Like, there's certain teams where Xiangling is still better than the Pyro Archon, and you know, when you compare other Archons, you know, you would pick in other teams, you would pick Nahida over another 4-star. You know, in Dendro teams, you would pick Farina over other Hydro characters in teams where she would be a support.
Instead of confining themselves
Same
to
thing
the
with
heavens,
Xiangling. Xiangling is the best shielder in the game. You can make whatever case you want for specific 4-star shielders, but Xiangling is still the best shielder in the game. So why is Mavuika, you know, so niche? You know, why is she put into such like a corner? It's just bad design. Like, they could have made her better, but they chose not to, just so they could get your primo gems, you know? So it is what it is. Not much we could do about it, but this is the state of Genshin, and I just wanted to talk about that, maybe vent about it really quick. I'm still, I assume, going to be playing this game because I want to see what Skirk is about. They're going to release her in Natlan, apparently. She was one of the secret characters. I do want to see who the Cryo Archon is, but am I going to pull for anyone else? I don't really know. But yeah, they're really trying to milk us here with the greed in Genshin Impact in 2025. But yeah, that's what it is. I hope to see you guys in the next video. I hope that informed any of you. Take care. See you guys.